who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher, and their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher, and our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Scripchuk. Their mission: to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Let's rock this place. Welcome to the Garage Heroes in Training Podcast. I'm going to be one of the hosts for this episode. Can my voice get any higher? Anyway.
What was that?
I don't know. I got very excited. My name is Bill. Who else is hosting?
It's Vicki.
I know. You know what, Miss Vicki? He's been on so long, we might as well just say he's a host as well. Welcome back to the podcast, Nick Barbato.
Thank you, Bill and Vicki. Stoked to be here as usual.
Yes. Well, there's either one of two reasons that we have you on. A, you just finished another race, maybe a GridLife event, or B, you fell into the threshold of you responded on a text or an email and said yes. So we take either one of those. Why are we here this time, sir?
Maybe a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
A little bit. So, sir, we were unable to attend a recent event at one of our favorite tracks, Lime Rock Park, but got to take care of the little girl going to college, and we weren't quite there yet, and it was the day before. So anyway, you, however, got to go there.
I did.
It's one of the best events in the nation.
At one of the best tracks in the nation.
I think you're slightly biased there, but we do agree.
Maybe a little bit.
So how was GridLife? I think this is third round or fourth round? Third round? Fourth round? Might be fourth. Might be
third
fourth.
round for me. It might be like the fifth round of the season. Yeah. Maybe even six. I don't know.
I meant at Lime Rock.
Lime Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a great park. It's like one of those, I'm in the middle of nowhere, I'm in the middle of nowhere, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Where did this racetrack come from? Because it doesn't look like it belongs there, and it's just like appears out of the,
It's like the universe just carved out a little slice of heaven in the middle of northwestern Connecticut. I mean, you get to race with the backdrop of beautiful mountains, pines. There's actually a little river that runs next to the track.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that? I think it's called the Salmon River.
I didn't know that.
And
I did not know that.
It is. And the track is actually open most of the year, even just literally as a park. I know people that have season passes there. They go there in the wintertime and just relax. It is a fantastic place to be.
We have been there in the wintertime when they were not allowed to turn on their sprinklers for the wet skid pad. So it was a dry skid pad.
Ooh.
That was very, very easy way to get rid of a set of tires. I'll just say that.
I can imagine. I
didn't say it wasn't fun. I just said it was a good time. So GridLife GLTC, sir. You came out, I believe last race was Mid-O, correct?
Yes, sir. Fresh off a win. First win of the series.
First win of the series. First win. That's Mid-O is a very nice track. We like that as well. And then going into Lime Rock, we had thoughts, we had plans, we had home track advantage.
We had expectations.
We did.
You know
That's
what
a
happens
bad
when you have
thing.
expectations.
That's a bad thing. It's right up there with assumptions. We're assuming, right? The odd couple joke again, but yeah.
I got it.
So how did prep go coming into the event?
Prep went great. We did everything we could, the usual, nut and bolts, fresh oil change, new transmission fluid. We confirmed that the new lightweight clutch and flywheel assembly was working good. Checked the brakes. Just all the usual stuff. Went through the car, made it look pretty.
No mechanical disasters to fix or anything coming out of
mechanical
Mid-Ohio?
disasters. No, it was pretty straightforward. Bought a new set of tires. Maybe the tires which shall not be named, but we we were ready, and
So wait now. You are, I think, as far as GLTC goes, you're the local boy for Lime Rock, right?
I'm definitely the local boy. Unless there's someone else who's less than an hour and 10 minutes from the track, I'm the local.
Wow, that's almost a home track for you.
I would call it the home track. I proudly proclaim it as such.
Yes. So home track driving stud that you are, do we go with a NASCAR type setup here? Or do we go with a little bit of wedge, a little bit of I only turn right? That left-hand turn is just a mistake they put on there for unknown reason.
That is a great question. And you will get different answers from different individuals.
Some of them leave an answer truthfully, but not many.
Yeah, I will give you a truthful answer. The answer is I don't know because I've never tested it. And
Ah,
that might sound crazy, right? Because I have over 1,000 data log laps there. I told that story a couple times.
hmm
I've
on
never
the
ran
live broadcast, by the way.
on the live broadcast, that's right.
I was there.
Um,
I was there in spirit and on
And there in
YouTube.
spirit. I also told the story at the drivers meeting. That was cool. The new to GLTC meeting. I'll
Oh,
tell you a
nice.
story about that as well. That was cool. But yeah, so I've never tested wedge. I've never tested like a hyper camber, like a bias camber to one side, less camber on the right. Some guys swear by it. I've talked
hmm
to different folks that have tested it. The guy that I trust the most says it was worth maybe a couple of tenths, but he said you're definitely slower in the left-hander.
hmm
And he said that actually the tire wear can get a little wonky.
hmm
And he said he wasn't really convinced it was a huge difference. Now, does that mean it's not worth anything? Does it mean that maybe it was the right call? It's definitely possible. It might have been the right call. And at least one of the cars that did great, Paul Darling, ran, sort of extreme camber on the left and less camber on the right. I mean, how much was it worth? I don't know, but yeah, I personally don't think it's critical for performance. I'll be more honest now about preseason testing. I did a 57.2 there in a full GLTC trim, with the early part of the year and good track conditions
hmm
on the Maxxis tire. So yeah, and that's without running a special setup for Lime Rock. So
Rumor has it your doppelganger, Mr. Catil, does do this as well.
yes, yes, I think there's definitely merit to it. I mean, look, it's just physics. Like the car should be faster in all the right-hand corners. I think it's actually less about adding camber to the driver's side and more about taking away camber from the right side.
hmm
Because ideally, you should already have the tire optimized for any corner you're making. So I don't know, maybe you could try a little bit more camber, sacrifice braking, and gain more tire durability. But I think it's more about standing up, as they say, running less negative camber on the right side tires to bias more grip once you're loaded up in the left hand or in the right hand corners. I think that's probably where the majority of the time is. So it's certainly not slow, that's for
No,
sure. But I think there was a mix of guys in the top six that ran some staggered, some not.
Miss Vicky, you have a puzzled look. That either means your computer's not doing what you want, or you have no
Oh
idea what we're
no,
talking
no,
about.
I'm fine.
Okay,
I'm fine. I'm just listening to it all.
okay, all
It's
right, cool.
fascinating car stuff.
It is.
Mhm.
It is. She got to get in the garage this weekend, so she's quite
Oh,
pumped.
I'm so tickled.
So let's see. So I guess before practice or after practice, you guys have your pre-race meetings.
Yeah, we actually before practice on the first day. So we do a GridLife Touring Cup and Time of Track drivers meeting in the morning. I think it was 8 a.m. on Friday. And then after that, there's a new to GLTC meeting. So basically, before anyone, sets a tire on the track, we do those meetings.
So what's the Touring Cup?
GLTC.
Is that says
That's
that's the whole race is what they
that.
call the Touring Cup.
No,
Did
that's the wheel to wheel series, and now there's a second one that's a little faster called GLTT. Is that right?
GT, GT,
GT. Oh, I knew it
GLGT.
had an extra T.
Oh, so they needed somebody, they need a place for the fast ones to go.
Well, yeah, and I think they wanted to scale up the series to attract other cars because the GLTC is like a 12 and a half to 1 power to weight ratio. The GT is like I think 10.0. So, for your NASA folks, that's like an ST2, ST3 type of vibe. 100 or 200 more horsepower, more tire, stickier tire, more aero. I mean, really, really badass cars, just a sort of a different level than TC in terms of speed potential anyway.
I never criticize Adam. I just have a difference of opinion. He went the wrong way. I would have gone
You think he should have went lighter?
Sunday Cup,
Ooh, yeah. Well, they do have what? They
wheel
have like the Honda Fit series,
wheel to
right?
wheel, wheel
But
to
wheel to wheel.
wheel.
Yeah, why not make that wheel to wheel?
Exactly.
That's yeah. I
That
mean,
sounds
I'm
like
not
an
gonna argue there.
awfully good, terrible idea.
That would be fun. Those guys have great battles too.
They do.
I appreciate the slow car stuff. I
You,
mean, as you know, I did Lemons for so long,
I
so
know. Slow
yeah,
car fast, baby.
that's right.
I would have to either buy my old car back or get another one because that would be just too much. That might actually get me very excited, get me out of my retirement, but that's okay. I'm not sure I'm retired. So you said you had a story about the driver meeting?
It was cool, yeah. So I was just a nice, I guess, a nice tidbit. I was asked by Hans Horpedahl, who's their, I guess he's like a director of racing experience or something. Just making sure the culture is good, making sure the new
Hmm.
drivers are taken care of. Just general morale and paddock etiquette, etc. Helping out the new driver. So yeah, I was asked to do the new to GLTC meeting, which they so just so you know, they make everyone do this for at least 4 events. So you could literally be like Max Verstappen, and if you haven't done yeah, if you haven't done a GLTC race before, you have to go to these meetings. And I thought that was cool. I went through it last year. You get to meet some folks, talk to some people. Um, and so he asked me just to say a few words to try to have like a guest speaker for
Hmm.
each new GLTC meeting. And I talked about my experience there, and things, some track notes. And they asked me to say a personal thing. So I just said, hey, look, we're at Lime Rock Park. I mean, how awesome is it just to be here, racing here at this beautiful track, and think about how hard you've worked, all the time, energy, money spent to get here, let's be thankful. Let's keep that as a mindset when we're racing each other out there, and maybe that'll inform our decision making if we're in the heat of a battle.
Hmm.
So anyway, just kind of shared that, and I thought it went over well. So yeah, that was a nice moment.
So one of our friends, Matt, from Lemons, has a saying that he's professed many times over, and I've heard him on a podcast or two say it. Don't be a dick, be a dude.
Mm, yeah,
Be the guy you want to race or the girl you want to race, you know?
absolutely. I mean, I think we talked about this before. Like, it doesn't matter if it's, lap 743 and
Mm-mm.
lap and fighting for position 64 out of 80, or you're battling for, the GLTC championship at the last lap of the championship. It's like,
Hmm.
how you race someone speaks volumes about yourself, and the kind of respect and moments you have executing the battle, driving right up to the limit, hard but not overstepping it, that
Hmm.
ballet you do with the driver. It's one of the most rewarding things you can do in racing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And the driver people, they don't want to work on their car at all. And then even the mechanical car people, they don't want to do sheet metal. So
No.
nobody wants to fix that part of the car.
No,
Nobody.
sir. No, no, sir. Yeah, yeah. I'm lucky. I'm on my like third front bumper cover now, which really doesn't make any contact ever. But yeah, it's not fun to,
No,
you
that's
know.
not the fun part, like playing with the suspension, playing with the engine, playing with okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
I can see a little bit of that, but buffing out a quarter panel and bondoing and sanding and painting. No, I'm out. Out.
No, no, no. That's why I leave my car with the bumps and bruises on it anyway. It's a race
Ex-
car.
Exactly. Awesome. All right. So last year, I believe GLTC had split into two groups, if I remember right. But
Hmm.
practice qualifying was one big. Um, I got lots of words. One big group. We'll go with group.
Yes,
Chaos group or just group?
It was. There's lots of words for it. Group is the nice one.
it's a cluster group.
Yes,
Yeah,
cluster. Cluster is one of
yeah.
the words. Yes,
No,
hyphenated. I think. Yeah.
yeah, I was lucky. It was not so bad. They did end up just running one race group all weekend,
Yeah.
so which was good. But yeah, the practice quality wasn't that bad. I made sure I got out there early. Like I was, the third man in line.
Mm-hmm.
The prior group and the false grid opened.
Yep.
I stuck right in there. Yeah, got in some decent clean laps. Me, Katil, Smedgard, Darling. We
Yep.
were all kind of on our own there, so it wasn't bad. I thought I did a good representative lap, and I think traffic was mostly decent for everybody. So
Okay.
yeah,
So it wasn't
yeah.
wasn't quite the tricky one. A little bit luck of the draw last year.
Yeah, it was worse last year for some reason. I think we did have a little bit more cars.
I
I
think you had
think
60.
yeah, so that was too much for one group. I
Yeah.
think the most they're allowed to run now, it might have been a recent change, is 45 or
Yeah.
46 or something.
I think you were close to that, but GLTC,
Yeah.
but not over for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, and even just having that another five cars, six cars is a big difference.
So so we had some plans. We had some prognostications going into this event, and I'm watching it, and all of a sudden there's this other BMW.
Paul Darling.
What's up with that? You weren't even like number one BMW dude. What happened? Where
No, I know. So yeah, so if you want me to rant for a minute or two, I can give you
I
on
have
that.
nothing better to do on a podcast than
All
rant.
right, all right. Well, we'll strap in. So no, I'll give you the somewhat short version. So Paul Darling, great driver. He's a very talented sim racer as well.
Hmm.
Has done like really, really cool stuff. Like iRacing. He recently, for example, like set the fastest time on the iRacing GR86 Cup, competition, I think in
Hmm.
Sonoma. So you guys know my sim racing
Yep.
background to
Oh
compete at that
yeah.
level, so he's the real deal. Okay. This guy's the real deal. Um, and I had a good battle with him at Middo. We kind of went back and forth at Middo. I think I pipped him, for the final spot in the overall. Obviously, got the final race for a win after he started right behind me, so I was able to gap him a bit at Middo. But he practiced a lot for Lime Rock, and he ran a special setup for Lime Rock, and actually was testing. He bought a time attack ticket, and he was even testing two different tire widths. And so he went with the 275 on
Ah,
like an 11-inch wheel, maybe even bigger than that. And he also has the E46, great platform. And he runs the flat tune modifier with the S54 engine. So a nice big, he makes his power, I think we'll just say around 226, 227. And he makes that power basically
everywhere.
from around 5,000 RPM up to about 8,000 RPM. So, nice flat tune car, which is what the rules call for. Really, if you want to be optimized, you have to run a flat tune. I'm not able to. But also yeah, ran he basically went for the maximum cornering potential, maximum heat capacity potential setup,
Hmm.
and it worked a treat, man. He was untouchable in the cornering. So I
Right.
ran a 245. He ran a 275. Maybe like I think like 150 pound weight delta. But if you look at the tire to weight ratio, I mean he had the tire to weight because I ran intentionally 2% under to try to get power to weight back. All that blah blah blah. That
Yeah.
was not the right move for sure. That was a total fail. And so yeah, he had the cornering speed. And just walked away slowly, put in a killer job. I think he got 100% out of his car, and you just got to give it up to him. I mean, he did a fantastic job. So my
And
hats off to Paul Darling. That's a hard-earned win.
and just to make sure we say it again, because I think we've already said it once. It's the dude can wheel too, so it's not
100%. 100%.
So
He he's one of about like seven drivers that I would put in GLTC where it's like if you put us all in the same car, and it was just about the driver, he would be in competition for wins. Like I believe from what I've seen racing with him, wheel to wheel. Sometimes I'm in front, sometimes I was behind. He hits his marks. He's sharp. He has like excellent technique. Hits his apexes. Trail breaker.
And make the
Just
car wide. Yeah, the whole
yeah,
deal.
yeah. He's the real deal. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was shocked. That was his first two wins ever in
Yeah.
GLTC, and he's been racing in the series for I think 4 years maybe.
Yep. Yep.
So that was surprising, because he's that good. So, but
Yeah.
he took an opportunity. The guy's running rewards weight. I was also carrying 1%. Which even 1% on my car at Lime Rock is two and a half tenths per minute.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's that adds up. And
he did his homework too. I mean,
he did. He killed it. And I don't think anyone was happier for him than I was.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that he got that, hard-earned victory. And maybe with some rule changes next year too, that car will become even more competitive. So
Yeah.
yeah, I could not be happier for Paul Darling. If you're listening, man, I'll say congrats again for like the 100th time.
Future podcast guest.
Absolutely.
He just
He's a
doesn't know.
smiling assassin.
He just doesn't know. So obviously, since you're a longtime listener and subscriber on multiple platforms, you listened to our last podcast with Adam, and I proposed that we have a tournament of champions with a fleet of either Sunday Cup cars or if we could get sponsorship, something like the '86 BRZ,
Oh, I would love that.
wheel to wheel, and let's go see. I also want a pack system for time attack. So the multi-class time attack packs. That's what I want.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. A little bit of bench racing with the stats. Yeah, sure. A little
Exactly.
snack talk. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
want
Okay.
nothing more than, the guy in Club TR chewing out the guy in Track Modified or whatever. The
I
more,
would love to see you back in the car again. I really would.
yeah, Nick, when are you getting back in the car?
Ah,
Why don't one
she's
of
talking to
you
me. I
strap
think
into
she's
my
talking to
car sometime?
whoop
Well,
whoop.
don't threaten me with a good time there, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, I consider
I-
yourself threatened, both of you.
I guarantee I will bring the car back 100% fine, never having gone off, because I do not push anybody else's equipment to
I'm
the
just
absolute
kidding.
limit.
Have some fun with little girl. She handles
Absolute,
it. You're
absolute
gonna like the
limit's going to be
balance.
just a little notch down, but that's
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I would love to go for a test run though. I think that would be really awesome. Oh, I'm sorry. I just took everybody off track again, but I'm just saying Bill was
shocking.
I know, but
I would love
it's been a
I
little
would
while
love
since
it.
Bill's been in the car. So
She yelled at me for not getting in the car, and I'm like driving home from the track with the car that she just put into the wall, and I was supposed to get in the car. So she's
she was,
like,
I was
"Why
supposed
won't
to
you get in the car?" Well, don't drive it into a bridge.
That's right. It's good. Sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Can't yell at me for this one. Anyway, so let's see. It looked. I'm gonna preface this before we get to the races. Lime Rock looks like a tremendous. We've never done the full Lime Rock. We've only done the autocross and the skid pad.
Okay.
It looks like a tremendous course for like time attack, but it looks really hard to pass. I'm not sure if that's indicative because the cars are so close. There wasn't a lot of passing. I mean,
Yeah,
it was more error connecting. Like if somebody made an error, then you passed them, but otherwise you weren't getting by.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're racing anyone within honestly 3 or 4 tenths in either direction, if you're not that more faster than that, like that much of a pace differential, it's
Mhm.
almost impossible to get by someone unless they make a mistake.
Yeah. Okay.
The
So it wasn't
best
just me.
right. Yeah. It's almost like Monaco,
Mhm.
how you qualify usually it will dictate how you finish.
Mhm.
There are two opportunities, however, ask me how I know.
Mhm. Well, I don't
To
know. Mr. Katil came up with a new one that I saw. I was like, "Whoa!"
around the outside of the left-hander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he was passing going uphill
Oh,
when he passed Paul, I think.
okay. On the uphill. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
that's some commitment," as Mr. Peter Krause would say. Commitment. Yes.
Yes, yeah. No, well, Eric. So this gets into a discussion about the rules, which even Eric would not disagree with. Eric has the benefit of a great tire to weight ratio. It's the best in the class by far. The way the
Hmm.
rules came out, I think that'll be changed for next year. But that car does great in the straight line, but he has just a little bit of an edge. Being able to run a lot more tire at that weight. So.
Right.
He has a little edge in the corners, and he's used that to his max potential this year. I mean, he
Yeah.
has pulled off some killer moves right within limits. He went right underneath me in the West Bend on lap one of the second race.
Yes.
I mean, nice X-Can move. Nothing I could do. Could not
Yeah.
match the cornering speed. So yeah, he's demonstrated his overtaking abilities for
Yeah.
sure.
So how does it feel to get passed by yourself?
I had another like two people come up to me and say, "Yeah, hey, have they ever said you look a lot like Eric Gatil?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I
A
have."
couple people say it like every time I'm on their podcast. Yeah, pretty much.
That's
You
so
know,
funny. That's
Yes,
so
it's,
funny. Yeah, yeah. No, it was good. I like Eric, man. He like a lot of guys towards the front. Hard worker, cool dude. Great driver. Love racing with him. He'll race you hard but fair. That's what I like. And we've exchanged a little butterfly kisses over the past year and a half, but
hmm.
all good. Nothing egregious. So yeah, he did a great job, especially carrying all the rewards weight as well.
Yeah.
And I helped Katil make some setup decisions for
Oh,
Lime Rock
well, I
that
mean,
he took to
you gotta
heart.
support yourself, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, I told him to go back to his other setup. He was running. So just a little tidbit here, which you can share. He was running in the higher weight and power category, basically running in the 200 to 230
Hmm.
category, like myself and Paul Darling and others. And he went significantly slower at Middo because of it. And that's because of the weight to power ratio that you sacrifice running up there. So
Right.
he gained a little bit of acceleration after 100, but was significantly slower in the corners. And I said, Eric, I probably shouldn't tell this. You should go back to the 2,450 pound 199. So he said, okay, Nick, I'm going to try that. Sure enough, he did, and it worked out great for him. So
Well,
yeah,
it's not like he needs a lot of help, but every little bit,
it's
can't hurt.
well, at the level of talent, those little details matter.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I said this to him right at the beginning of the season, like Eric, you're running sub 200, right? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I just when we first reached out to him to come on the podcast, future podcast guest, um, what we didn't even know that he was the driver that he is. It was just all of the stuff that he's done on his channel, mostly Instagram, and now he's starting to do YouTube a little bit more, was just so instructive. And it was like every week I'd send Vicki another one. Hey, this is how we should do it. Hey, this is how we should do it. No, this thing that we've been working on. He's got and it was just I wanted to have him on and say thank you for that. And then I found out that
Oh,
he's like a bajillion times GLTC, Honda Challenge, everything, factory engineer and blah blah blah. I'm like, oh. It's kind of like when we had Sam Strano on in like podcast 5, and we're asking him
there
like,
we go.
"What's an autocross
Now you're
cone?"
back.
Oh, sorry. We had Sam Strano on and we were talking to him about autocross, and it's like, what's a cone, and we didn't realize he was like 14-time U.S. champion, and I'm just sitting there going, oh, I feel like so stupid. But anyway, we felt stupid many times over this
Yeah.
podcast, but that's okay.
No, I love what Eric does for the sport.
Mm-hmm.
It's, that's one thing I try to do in my own way, right? We're different.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried
No,
to
no,
be
you're
an
not.
ambassador.
No, you're
Yeah,
not.
I tried to be an ambassador to motorsport for a while in my own way, and I tend to do it more on the one-to-one level, but what Eric has done by documenting everything, it's so cool. I think it's brought a lot of people into the sport or gotten people a lot more excited about it than otherwise would not.
Yep.
And so, we all should be thankful that there are guys like Eric that, that spend the time to document it and make interesting content, and help to keep the sport alive, because especially if a series like GLTC, which is, sort of like this spectator fan version of grassroots motorsports, and
Hmm.
it continues to grow. And like we need people like Eric. I'm gonna continue to try to get a little bit more involved myself, in doing it, but to show people all this other stuff, all the other stuff that leads up to the race. And I
Yeah.
mean, that's 90% of it. I mean,
Yeah.
I wish I
Right.
documented even a fraction of the stuff I'm doing in my garage almost every day, and all my calculations and all the testing. And I think for some people to find that interesting,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's cool what Eric's done.
Yeah. You don't know what you don't know. Like we've done a lot of things wrong because we didn't know any better. Not
Mm,
not because we're idiots. It's just
yeah,
the problem's been solved.
yeah.
But if you don't know, like half the stuff that that really gets tricky is when it's either something that's got a weird name or just the exact opposite. It's got too normal a name, so you can't Google it. So you
Mm,
either don't know what the name is, or it's like cat. You know,
mm,
I
hmm.
Google cat and see what you come up with, and see how many car things there are. It's going to take a while
Yeah.
before you get to catalytic converter, and you're like,
Well, and then, right, if you try to look something up, you will, as I'm sure you've seen, often get fed bad information.
oh yeah, well
There's a
that's
lot
even
of,
fun. Yeah,
there are tidbits of really good information online if you happen to get the right area, the right forum, the right person, and they take the time to share their knowledge. But a lot of stuff, bad information gets recycled and regurgitated and accepted as fact.
and if
Maybe I
you're
should.
new, you don't necessarily have a really good nose to tell what's like, a true uh, intellectually proven out solution versus a guy talking out his butt trying to get,
Yes, sir.
clicks. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and I'm not sure which side of that we're on. We might be moving towards the good side. I'm not sure we've reached all the way there yet, but we're trying really really hard.
I think you're headed in the right direction.
It's all due to our podcast guests. See,
That's right.
that's right. So coming out of qualification, I think you were fourth or fifth.
P4, yes, sir.
Yeah.
P4.
So race one, how'd it go?
Race one, I was happy with. It was certainly the best race of the weekend for me.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I just stuck.
Red Paul charged down to turn one with Paul Darling. We go in too wide. Got a nice clean run on the outside. I think Katil and the gentleman in the C8 Corvette, Aaron Lichty, I believe his name.
Mm-hmm.
They went too wide inside of me, and I just held my line, stayed on the inside through the left-hander, kind of stuck it in there, and the left-hander kind of, I was actually kind of pissed because they didn't show it on the live stream, but I made a quite nice move on the brakes to defend my second place, sort of to re-attack actually to the apex of the left-hander, which you don't typically do that.
Mm-mm.
And I did that. Yeah, I'll share some video eventually. But then held my line way outside of left-hander, and then was able to clear in a second by the end. I'm sorry, into third by the end of the Paul Newman straight, and then basically just sort of tried to hang on to Smedgard and Darling. Smedgard had the fastest car by far. He was kind of in his own, league of performance.
Yeah,
But
he wasn't that way in qualification, but it looked like through the weekend he was just like a different car.
yeah, yeah. Well, he was the only man in the field on the Maxxis.
Uh,
255 Maxxis VR2. So, and that car he'd been testing, tweaking, building, it's optimized for GLTC. He has a custom short ratio 6-speed transmission. So,
mhm.
he's keeping the car in the peak power band, and that's very important in GLTC. That is a fully optimized GLTC prepped car.
And he can
And
drive too.
and he can drive, man. He's a driver. So yeah, he came there again with zero rewards weight as well, and he killed it. So yeah, he was kind of in his own zip code.
Hmm.
Checked out a little bit from Paul. Paul checked out a little bit from me, but then he had some problems.
Yep,
He
he did.
runs an aftermarket ABS system, had some faults, had to finagle with the steering wheel, had some issues that allowed me and Paul to get back by. That allowed me to catch up to Paul. It was kind of like right on his bumper. But then he just had the base. He slowly walked away. I
Hmm.
was doing, perfect cornering right on the limit. He was still just inching away. So,
Yeah, if he's got higher speed, min speed through the corner, then he can walk in the straightaway because he's starting higher.
100%, yeah. So, and
Yeah.
that's what you do, when you have, 275 versus a 245. And just he made he made the right setup decision. I did not.
Hmm.
But I can't blame myself fully, mostly extenuating circumstances. But if I could Monday morning quarterback it and run the Maxis, which I would have if it wasn't unbanned with like 4 days, 5 days before the event, so I couldn't get them. That would have been awesome. That would have been a much different story. So,
Yeah.
but whatever. It's all good. Still had a great weekend. But yeah, so ended up P2 there. And but I did start to feel the tires go off a little bit at the end,
Hmm.
which will set us up for race two.
Mm.
Yeah. So was race two that same day or was it the next morning? I can't remember.
It was the next morning.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So starting in finishing position, so you were second,
P2 outside pole. Yes.
and then the bad turn one, turn two, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it did. It was not good. It
It
was
was
not
not it
good.
was not the you
It,
got Landoed, I think is becoming
I
a
did.
verb.
I got Landoed big time. I got freight trained, NASCAR up and down the hill. And by the end of the first lap, I was fourth place or maybe even fifth. I think fourth. Yeah, I think fourth down the hill.
Yep.
Mr. Catil, went by me without an issue. Tried to sneak in without losing as much time as possible. And then I think I lost another position back to five because Lichty in the
Hmm.
V8 Corvette got a little run on me down to one. And once he got by me, though, I was able to just basically sneak right behind him, and then we walked away from 6, 7, 8. So
Right.
was a nice hard fought P5 until
Until.
the caution.
Yep.
And then the whole field got bunched back up together, and I thought, oh, I'm sure this race is going to end, right? This, they're going to toss a checkered flag, right? Oh, no, no, no.
Well, eventually they're going to.
Eventually, they're going to, but
But
not
they
before a
well,
one
let's
last
have one more
shootout.
laugh. Yeah.
And so that sucks because my car is, it's not slow in a straight line, but if you look at like the top 10 cars, it is definitely the slowest in a straight line of the top 10.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. And so I got a great jump. I mean, I was on that light, bam, and you can even see on the video. But Matt Walbaum in the S2000 crept up a little bit next to me, crowded me into one as he should. So, maybe halfway to my bumper. So I had to hold my line into one, and then Mr. Flying Emil Tab and the K24 me out with a head of steam. He walked us a couple of car lengths. That thing goes good.
Yes, he did.
And and made a great move. Hats off to Emil, another great driver. Nice late braking move around the outside, three wide into one. I also had to check up because the Corvette in front of me, who kind of got a little squeezed, he
Hmm.
kind of parked it on the apex, so I had like nowhere to go. And then
Yep.
it was just Matt and Emil around the outside, right there, boom, fell back to seventh.
Yep.
And that sort of like began the downward spiral of the of the weekend for me.
No.
It's the two starts. You basically got screwed as badly as you possibly could.
Yes, sir.
And
Oh man, I was mad about that one in the paddock too.
Did you go out and kick a tire?
I doggone it, I wanted to,
but he had
I
the wrong
drank at
tire.
least two Gatorades, and
You got to look at it this way. You're still at Lime Rock.
I was still live rock. No, I did. I got it out of my system, and I
Yeah.
was okay 5 minutes
Just
later.
just
But
need
man,
just need a few minutes. Just give me five,
it's
maybe
brutal.
10, maybe 10.
Maybe 10. It was good. I was hanging out in the tent, man. I had all my friends with me. It's all good. But
Yeah. And
man,
then I believe, if I have my races correctly, the luck of the dice kind of kicked you in the teeth just one more time.
I did. So for race three, I started seventh, and then again got basically freight trained at the start, passed too wide, uh, uh,
Oh, that's
held
right.
on.
It's race 4. Sorry. My
Right,
bad.
right, yeah. So then race 3, I finished eighth though because one car had an issue. So that was like a hard fought, eighth. I had a nice battle with Lena Chin, I think.
Former podcast guest, future
Yeah.
podcast guest.
Oh yeah, yeah. But then so race 4. So the worst part is, so I think it was something like I finished eighth. Yeah, I finished
You
eighth in
finished
race
8th.
3.
Yes.
And they did a 7-spot invert for the
Yep.
final race, which means that if I didn't get Scooty Tootied in race 2 with the restart, surely I would have held on to fifth, sixth, no worse than seventh. I
Mm-hmm.
would have started on pole or up near the front, and that surely would have been enough just points wise to probably grab the third podium spot.
Yep.
But no, I started eighth and I think lost another spot on the
Who
spot.
who rolled those dice?
I don't know.
We want to
Those were
know.
some, yeah, it was like that trick in Star Trek or something,
I
where they
know.
got the Magneto or whatever,
That's right.
or
8, no 7.
Star
Damn
Wars
it.
trick. Yeah, that was brutal. So look, you get some good luck and bad luck. It was not a good luck weekend for me.
Mm-mm. No, it wasn't.
But I did learn a ton and am more optimistic than ever for Pitt. So I really did learn a lot by these mistakes, though, and I really mean that. I'm not just saying that. So
Okay. All right.
something to
So
be
so
discussed.
so
Yeah.
you gave yourself a walk into what are we going to do for Pitt?
So Pitt, I am very excited about. So late breaking news. Thank you, Mr. Adam Jabay, who I just spoke with a little while ago. Confirmed that unlike last year, they are leaving the rewards weight on for the final race.
Oh.
Oh, because I didn't win any races at Lime Rock, which I
No,
think I would
no,
have at least won one or two if I was on the 255
no
Maxis.
reward for you.
No rewards for me, so I get to keep my only 1% rewards weight. Meanwhile, all the fastest cars, Matan, Katil, Magnuson, are all carrying 4 or
And now
5%.
Mr. Darling.
And now Mr. Darling 2%.
Mhm.
So, I know how much faster my car would have been simply running the right tire at Lime
Mhm.
Rock.
Mhm.
And if you add that delta to some other things that I'm doing,
Mhm.
it's gonna be pretty interesting at pit race.
You've been
I'll,
there.
I'll I'll just go out on a limb and say, I think the only people that are capable of beating me at pit race are Eric Attil and Andy Smedgard. I think I'm going to outpace, I think, significantly everybody else. And
Okay.
that includes EMAG and Matan, only because they are carrying that weight.
Right.
And then the pit race circuit is very good for my car.
Mhm.
And I know the track well. And those factors, it's not quite like Lime Rock-ish, but it's the most Lime Rock-ish track in terms of cornering potential,
Mhm.
which of course is going to help my car. So yeah, I've been pretty accurate with all my predictions thus far, and I bet we'll do a post race on
Oh,
how that worked out
we
after Pitt.
will. If you'll put up
So,
with us, we'll definitely do
yeah.
one.
So I'm just gonna say it. I am calling with an 80% confidence interval that it will be my first overall podium of the series at pit race.
Excellent. And Andy doesn't do every event driving wise.
He does not. I assume he's going to be there because ASM is running a test day the
Mhm.
day before, so I assume he's going to be there. So he's going to
Mhm.
be flying. He's going to be flying. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I'll be on the same tire as him.
Yeah.
That's gonna
Woohoo.
be a big difference. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
Could be fun. I might have a scoop for you. We'll do that in the OnlyFans podcast. So,
Okay, all right. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes,
So-
sir.
so
Are
it,
you gonna do like a live on site garage?
I am
podcast?
really thinking about it. Which weekend is
I
it?
I think you need to do that. October what 10th, 11th, 12th, something like that. Mid
I don't know
October.
if my
You know
beautiful
what? We'll
bride
have to put the flag banner out and put like a table.
Cool.
will let me get away. We
I would love for you to
why don't we
go
bring the dog?
over to Lime Rock,
No, over
No,
to Pitt.
to Pitt.
over at Pitt.
Miss
Yeah.
Barbato's gonna be there.
Miss Barbados. Oh, I'd
Yes,
love to
right.
meet Miss Barbados.
Yeah, you never met her yet.
No,
Oh,
not yet. Not
I
yet.
think we
I
talked
think
over the
you're
phone
gonna
one time.
love her. yeah, I think
Yeah.
you guys are really gonna, yeah, you
That's
guys
right.
are
Yeah.
I
top
don't
of the
know.
dollar.
I'm gonna do my negotiation once we do our OnlyFans post podcast and send it to them.
Okay, sounds good.
So cool. So Lime Rock didn't go as you wanted, but you think you got a handle on it now. Kind
That's
of.
okay.
I did.
We can't have it all, Nick.
Yes, we can.
No, I
I
know.
mean,
We
you did
can.
have what you got to share.
No.
I will. I do. Yeah, I do. You're right. Well, here they say, right? You win or you learn, and I
Hmm.
definitely learned some things.
Yeah.
You know,
I must
one
be
of
the
the
smartest guy you know then, Nick.
You did so well at the last race. I mean, oh my gosh.
yeah, yeah. Well, look, I observed from a science perspective, right? Being behind Paul Darling in a BMW, granted it's an E46, he ran the heavier flat tune, all but right. Observing how what I had sort of calculated out, which I hadn't really tested, was how the tire to weight scales. I won't bore the listeners with explaining all that, but I was able to observe his car matching or exceeding my acceleration, but really that really wasn't it. The acceleration was close. It was the cornering speed. And so I learned a bit more about what decisions to make with the rules as they are now. I'm going to apply that to my pit race setup. In addition to the tire compound, I learned that the narrow compound, unless you have a track that cool conditions and allows the tires to stay cool, running that 2% undersize, particularly with a sensitive tire that I was running,
Hmm.
um, is not the right move
Hmm.
at all. And so I learned I got to take I made the wrong decision. I was kind of forced into that decision, but I still could have made a different one. So I'm taking that knowledge now to pit, in addition to some other setup changes, which I know are going to be worth time after studying, observing, discussing, and testing a couple things myself. So you put all that together with another revised power tune, and I found out some things on the dyno, which I also won't get into detail with, but it's definitely going to be the strongest package I brought to pit to any GLTC race yet. And combined with the fact that the rewards weight isn't coming off, it's just going to be really, really cool. So that's
So,
what
so as Bill sometimes told us early on when we were doing a sport together, did you lose or were you beat?
I was first and foremost beat by myself because I didn't make the right decision.
Okay.
You
Yeah, but
know,
you didn't do anything to lose, though.
Right. There's a difference.
yes, yes,
You know,
yeah, yeah. Well,
you brought the gun you had, and they had a
You
bigger
know,
gun.
you got a
yes,
couple things stuck in the chamber, but that's
that's
okay. We'll
that.
we'll work it out. It needs to go back and service it a little bit, and then
That's right. That's right. Oil it up, a little bit of ballastol. That's
that's
my
right.
A little something,
oil of
something, a little
choice.
something, something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
You
ma'am.
know, like an inch of tire on both sides would have helped a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. There's other things too. I won't
Yeah,
get into detail,
yeah.
but yeah, yeah. We're gonna add a lot of tire for free.
Hmm.
It's gonna be good. So
Free
yeah.
tire, free tire, good tire. So, last thing before we are somewhat polite to your time, are you part of the Firelapse gang? Are you looking at data using that?
I have not used that. If they put one in my car, I'd be, happy to use it. I don't know if they're going to require it for next year. I'm
Well,
still.
it's not a, you can use any data and just put it into the system and then you can
Oh,
compare.
I
It's,
didn't know that. So it has like a global import for data.
yeah, it's agnostic to whatever.
Okay, got it. Yeah, yeah, very cool, very cool.
And then you can, knowing how much you get into your data and analysis, that might be something that you could find. I think it might be I'm not going to say it's a missing link for you, but I think it might help in
Every
the
little
end.
bit helps, because I mean, I find stuff on data every single race.
Yeah.
Even like at Mid-O, I was sitting in my hotel room going over min speeds through all the corners. And something that was kind of on my mind, which I think I said in the last podcast, was that right-hander into Thunder Valley.
Hmm.
And in the simulator, using fourth gear was faster. How do I know? I did like a couple hundred laps and tested it. But the sim is not exactly like real life. And my min speed was simply too low. And I gained consistently like 1 to 2 tenths there. And that
Yep.
was like 4 finishing positions.
Yep.
If I simply did not make that one decision, that one change based on data, I would not have won that final race.
Yeah.
So that it can literally mean the difference between winning and losing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, sir, we may actually have a live podcast with you at Pit Race.
That would be incredibly exciting. I
That
would
would be
love to do
would be
that.
quite fun. It's one of our favorite tracks. Actually, I think it is our favorite track, Miss Vicki.
Heck
It
yeah.
is. You know what? I do love it.
It's Miss Barbato's favorite track as well.
Really.
Yeah, she loves just the air, the layout, nice and clean, flat.
And the barbecue
all the
place.
bathrooms are new. Oh, it's just nice.
The
Just a nice.
barbecue there.
So,
Did we take
the food truck? The
the food
food
truck?
truck
Yeah.
is killer.
It is. And we have an
Killer.
Italian place that's about 5 miles away. Spectacular.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
Mhm.
we'll share some secrets. It'd be fun.
Hmm.
All right.
So
Looking forward to it.
until we get together again, we might have to do a race by race breakdown. Ooh, that would be fun.
Oh,
I
let's
love
do it.
that.
We can go like hot out of the driver's seat,
That's
if
right.
you want to get crazy with that.
That's right.
stuff.
I'll stick the microphone into your car. Oh, how did I?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, why
first I'd
not?
like to thank STP and Dodge Motor.
I like it. I like it.
So sounds good, sir. Well, thank you again.
Thank
Thank
you for
you.
having me. Very enjoyable. Like Mr. Jabay says, it's good therapy for the soul.
It
Talking to
does.
It is.
It does. Yeah. We're either where you can entertain and enjoy the glory, or vent a little bit and get rid of all the bad stuff. So
That's right. That's right. Thank
let's
you.
go for some glory at Pit Race.
All right. That sounds like a plan.
All right. Thank you, Dick.